For anyone who's ever felt the crushing weight of judgment, for those who felt isolated or ridiculed, this tale is for you. In a world where bullying can cast a shadow over our very existence, discover how inner wisdom can be the key to finding one's strength and place. Chapter 1. The Whisper of the Wind and the Shadows of the Forest. The vast forest stretched as far as the eye could see, a verdant sea of majestic and ancient trees. The wind whispered among the leaves, crafting a melody only nature could compose. Every tree, every flower, every creature had a story to tell. Yet in this expansive realm, a small soul was struggling to find its place. The puppy, with its soft, honey-colored fur and big, curious eyes, was undeniably beautiful. But life in the forest wasn't easy for him. Each day, as he tried to explore and play, he was interrupted by a group of larger animals, a crow with a sharp beak, a fox with a cunning gaze, and a boar with menacing tusks. They took pleasure in mocking him, scaring him, making him feel small and defenseless. "Where do you think you're going, little one?" the crow would laugh, as the fox stole his food and the boar pushed him into the mud. The puppy's days were marred by these encounters. He often took refuge under a large tree, seeking solace in its shade. There, amidst the roots and leaves, he would cry silently, yearning for a friend to share his loneliness. One day, as the sun was setting and the forest was bathed in golden hues, the puppy, trying to escape his tormentors, tripped over a protruding root and fell into a stream. The cold water enveloped him, and for a moment all seemed lost. But just as he was about to give up, a calm and reassuring voice reached him. "Do you need help, little friend?" The puppy, taken aback, looked up to see a cat with silvery fur and deep, wise eyes watching over him. With a graceful leap, the cat approached and helped him up, gently shaking the water from his fur. "Who are you?" asked the puppy, still shaken from the ordeal. "I'm a dweller of this forest just like you," the cat replied, "and I've weathered many storms in my time. But I've also learned that after every storm, there's always a ray of sunshine." Intrigued, the puppy shared his sad plight with the cat, telling him about the daily taunts and his wish to find a way to stand up to the bullies. The cat, listening intently, nodded and said, "Bullying is like a storm, powerful and frightening. But if you learn to stay at its center, where everything is calm, you can face it with courage." Inspired by the cat's words, the puppy decided to heed his advice. In the days that followed, under the wise feline's guidance, he learned the art of meditation and the philosophy of Zen. He learned to focus on the present moment, to see beauty in everything, and to face challenges with compassion and understanding. And so, in that little corner of the forest, a new adventure began for the puppy, a journey of growth and discovery, led by the wisdom of a cat and the strength of his indomitable spirit. Chapter 2. Meeting with Wisdom. The cat, with fur as luminous as the moon and eyes as deep as water wells, radiated an aura of mystery and wisdom. He wasn't just any cat, but an ancient guardian of the forest, known to many as the Silent Shadow. It was said he had lived for hundreds of years, witnessing many epochs and secrets of the woods. Legends enveloped his story. Tales spoke of him once being a great warrior in a past life, who chose to reincarnate as a cat, to pursue the path of meditation and understanding. "Little pup," the cat began with a deep, soothing voice, "I understand your troubles. The storm of bullying may seem overwhelming, but like every storm, it has a center, a place of calm and peace." The puppy, eyes glistening, replied, "But how can I find this center when all around me is chaos and cruelty?" The cat, gazing into the distance, said, "Have you ever noticed how the crow, despite its sharp beak, always seems restless? Or how the fox, even with its cunning, always appears to be running from something? And the boar with its menacing tusks, why does it feel the need to constantly prove its strength?" The puppy nodded slowly, pondering the cat's words. "Bullying," the cat continued, "stems from fear. The crow fears not being heard. The fox fears not being swift enough. The boar fears not being strong enough. When you understand the fears behind actions, you can address them with compassion." With a hopeful look, the puppy asked, "And how can I do that?" The cat, with an enigmatic smile, replied, "Through meditation and the practice of Zen. Meditation allows you to connect with your true self, to find the storm's center. And Zen teaches you to live in the present moment, to accept what is without judgment. In the days that followed, beneath an ancient cherry blossom tree, the cat guided the puppy through the basics of meditation. He taught him to sit in silence, to focus on his breath, to let go of thoughts and worries. He showed him how, with regular practice, one could find inner peace and clarity. When you meditate, the cat explained, you connect with the universe. You recognize that every creature, every tree, every stone is part of a greater whole. And in this entirety, there's no room for fear or hatred. With each day of practice, the puppy felt a growing strength and understanding he had never known before. And with this newfound awareness, he began to see the forest and its inhabitants in a new light. And so, in that little corner of the woods, a puppy and a cat, through wisdom and understanding, began to weave a new chapter in nature's timeless tale. Chapter 3. The Zen Path and Inner Transformation. The forest, with its towering trees and vibrant flowers, became the sacred ground where the puppy embarked on his journey of transformation. Every morning, as the sun rose, the cat and the puppy would sit beneath an ancient cherry tree, its leaves gently tinkling like wind chimes. "Close your eyes, little one," the cat would whisper, "and feel your breath. Let every thought come and go like clouds in the sky." At first, the puppy found it hard to focus. His mind would race to the forest bullies, the crow's mocking laughter, the fox's taunting gaze, and the boar's threatening growl. But as days passed, under the cat's patient guidance, he learned to quiet his mind, feeling his heartbeat in harmony with nature's rhythm. One day, while meditating, the puppy had a vision. He saw the crow not as a bully, but as a bird with jagged wings, circling endlessly, always in search of something. He saw the fox, not as a foe, but as a solitary creature, with eyes hiding deep sadness. And he saw the boar, not as a threat, but as a being with a wounded heart, hiding its pain behind a mask of aggression. Awakening from that meditation, the puppy had a newfound understanding. He realized that every animal, even those who had tormented him, had their fears, insecurities, and scars. He decided to confront them, not with anger or fear, but with compassion. The first he approached was the crow. "Why do you mock me?" the puppy asked, looking straight into the crow's eyes. The crow, taken aback, replied, "Because I fear being insignificant. Mocking others makes me feel bigger." The puppy nodded. "But you don't need to mock me to feel significant. You're a beautiful bird with a unique song. You can find your greatness within." Touched by the puppy's words, the crow bowed its head in gratitude. Next, the puppy approached the fox. "Why do you look at me with those mocking eyes?" he asked. The fox, sighing, replied, "Because I fear I'm not cunning enough. Looking down on you makes me feel superior." The puppy smiled, "But you're already clever and beautiful. You don't need to belittle others to feel special." With teary eyes, the fox thanked the puppy for his wisdom. Lastly, the puppy faced the boar. "Why do you threaten me with those tusks?" he asked firmly. The boar, grunting, replied, "Because I fear being weak. Threatening you makes me feel strong." Gently, the puppy said, "But true strength doesn't come from tusks, but from the heart. If you open your heart, you'll find a strength you never knew you had." Moved by the puppy's words, the boar vowed to change his ways. The forest animals, witnessing the puppy's transformation and his bravery in confronting the bullies, began to respect and admire him. His story became legendary, an example of how wisdom and compassion can change the world. And in that little corner of the woods, the puppy and the cat continued to meditate, grow, and share their light with all living beings. Chapter 4. The Legend of the Puppy and the Wisdom of the Heart. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. The puppy and the cat sat atop a hill, gazing at the horizon. The silence was profound, broken only by the whisper of the wind and the distant song of birds. "After all I've been through," the puppy began with a quivering voice, "I've come to realize that true strength isn't in showing one's teeth or barking the loudest, but in understanding and showing compassion. Thank you for revealing this truth to me." The cat, with his deep and insightful gaze, replied, "Little friend, the wisdom wasn't something I gave you. It was already within you. I merely helped bring it to the surface. True wisdom comes from the heart, and that's where your strength lies." The puppy pondered these words. But why can't many animals in the forest see this truth? Why do they choose the path of aggression and dominance? The cat smiled gently. Many are blinded by their fears and insecurities. They believe that dominating others will make them strong. But true strength, as you've discovered, doesn't come from dominance, but from the ability to understand and show compassion. The puppy nodded. Your wisdom has transformed me, and now I feel it's my duty to share this knowledge with others. And so he did. The story of the puppy, once bullied but who found inner strength through the wisdom of the heart, spread throughout the forest. Animals came from afar to listen to the puppy and learn from him. His tale became legendary, a symbol of hope and transformation. But it wasn't just the puppy's story that spread. The cat's message about the true nature of wisdom and the ability to turn challenges into opportunities for growth resonated with many hearts. And so, in that little corner of the woods, a new era dawned, an era where animals didn't judge or harm each other, but supported one another, seeking inner wisdom and living with compassion and understanding. The cat, looking at the puppy, now grown and a beacon for many, whispered, "Always remember, little friend, that every challenge, every pain, every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself." With those words, the cat and the puppy continued to watch the sunset, knowing their mission had only just begun. Every challenge, every torment we face in life is but a passage, a bridge to a stronger, wiser version of ourselves. Bullying, like many of life's storms, can seem insurmountable. But with the right guidance, with understanding and compassion, we can turn these challenges into opportunities. Every individual has an inner strength, a light that can shine even on the darkest nights. True wisdom isn't about overpowering others, but understanding and showing compassion. And when we do, we not only transform ourselves, but the world around us. If this story resonated with your heart, and you wish to continue this journey of discovery and inspiration, subscribe to the channel. It'll be a journey we embark on together, step by step,